and welcome. Today I want to share with you my recipe for ladoo, and for this I have 2 cups of grind dal, some yellow coloring, a 1/4 cup of evaporated milk, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 cup of water. So let's get started on putting this dish together. Add your baking powder and a little food coloring at a time because you don't want it to get too yellow. You can always add more as we move along. Add your milk, and we're going to add enough water to this to create a thick paste. Okay, so I need some more water. So that's a 1/4 cup. I will leave the list of ingredients for this recipe down below. So if I made any adjustments, you will find it down below in the description box. So as you can see, I have a spreadable consistency, and that's what you're looking for. So cover this and set it aside to rest for about an hour. Okay, so now we need to fry the dal batter. Now, as you can see, mine is still a spreadable consistency. If yours has gotten too thick, just add some milk or some water and mix it until you get this consistency. So I have a ricer here, or a potato masher. If you don't have one of this, you can use a perforated spoon. This works just fine. So let's get started on frying this. So let me show you how the perforated spoon works. You take some of your batter and you put it into your spoon, and using the back of a spatula, you press it into the oil. It falls into the oil like small strings. And you're going to allow this to fry until it's light golden brown. Make sure your heat is on medium low because you don't want this to burn. It doesn't take very long to fry. So mine is done, which was like less than a minute. I'm going to drain it onto some paper towels, and then I'll move on to showing you how the ricer works. So for the ricer, you want to fill the barrel of the ricer with your dal mixture. And you're going to squeeze it over your hot oil. And that's it. You just fry it until it's light golden brown in color. Drain, and you do this until you've fried out all of your mixture. Now that my dal has fried and it has cooled slightly, I'm going to put it in my food processor and pulse it until it gets like fine breadcrumbs, really fine breadcrumbs, and put it into a bowl, and then we'll move on to the next part of our making the ladoo. Now if you don't have a food processor, you can put this in a hand mill. So let me just show you how the dal looks. Now it's not crispy, it's soft. You don't want this to get crispy, so make sure you fry it, and once it's a light golden brown color, you take it off. Okay, so here I have my grind dal. See how nice and fine it looks, like breadcrumbs. That's what you want. And I also have a half of a cup of condensed milk, 1 tablespoon of finely grated ginger. I'm going to use about a half a teaspoon of ground elychee, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of water. So let's get started on finishing this dish. Put up a pot to heat up on medium high and add your 1 cup of water together with your 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to let this melt until it forms a syrup, and then when you put it between your fingers it forms a thread. So my sugar syrup is thick and it has formed that one thread. What I'm going to do next is add in my condensed milk. Ginger and the elychee. Now you're going to leave this to come up to a boil or slow boil until it has gotten thick. So my milk mixture is ready. Now I'm going to move on to adding it to the dal. So you want to slowly add your milk mixture to your dal, because if you put too much you will not be able to take it out. So add some and mix, because you just want this to come together and to form a ball. It's always better to have extra of the milk mixture than less. Okay, so this seems like it's starting to come together, so I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to leave it 5 minutes before I touch it, because it's very hot, and if you do touch it now you're going to burn your hands. So just set this aside for like 5 minutes and then we'll move on onto making it into small balls. Once your mixture has cooled down, go in with your hands and squeeze it like this. Okay, so let me show you. You want, when you pick up a handful of this and you squeeze it, it keeps its shape. That's how you know it's going to make your balls. So as I said, I didn't even use all of my milk mixture, and that's okay. It's always better to have extra than to have less. If you have less and you have to go and make it, it's just going to take long and your dal will get cold. So now we're going to pick up a little bit of the dal and we're going to form this into small balls. Now you can make this whatever size you like. And all you do is put it on a cookie sheet or cookie tray and allow it to harden. So I'm gonna finish making the rest of my ladoos and I'll see you all back in a little. So I've just finished rolling out my ladoos and I'm gonna set them aside and let them dry and harden. So here you have it, my ladoo. I hope you guys try this recipe. Make it and let me know down below if you like it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!